Let us discuss about subnetwork. The subnetwork or subnet is the most important component of an IP address. It is the logical subdivision of IP network addresses. So, it is the practice of dividing a single network into two or more networks. Subnet mask is a 32-bit number that is created by setting host bits to all zeros and network bits to all ones. In this way, the subnet mask separates the IP address into the host part and network part. The word mask has significant value because the subnet mask essentially uses its own 32-bit number to mask the IP address. The default subnet of class A category network is 255.0.0.0. There are 4 octets in this 32-bit number, and the first octet is addressing to the network value, which holds 8 ones, and the rest 3 octets is addressing to the host value by holding all zeros, that is 24 zeros. The default subnet of class B category network is 255.255.0.0. There are 4 octets in this 32-bit number, and the first 2 octets is addressing to the network value, which holds 8 plus 8, 16 ones, and the rest 2 octets is addressing to the host values by holding all zeros, that is 8 plus 8, 16 zeros. The default subnet of class C category network is 255.255.255.0. There are 4 octets in this 32-bit number, and the first 3 octets is addressing to the network value, which holds 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24 ones, and the last octet addressing to the host value by holding all zeros, that is 8 zeros. Let us now understand subnetting. We will take a real life example to understand the requirement of subnetting. Assume that there are 3 hotels where Hotel A is allotted with 100 rooms for all domestic visitors. Hotel B is also allotted with 100 rooms for all foreign visitors. And Hotel C is also having 100 rooms, but that is allotted for VIP visitors. The Hotel B is full with 100 foreign visitors, and Hotel A is also full with 100 domestic visitors. But another 50 domestic visitors is waiting outside the Hotel A because they are not having rooms as the Hotel A is full. Hotel C has the capacity of 100 rooms, but there are only 20 VIP visitors staying, and another 80 rooms are still available. Now 50 domestic visitors who were waiting outside the Hotel A are then accommodated with rooms at the Hotel C to utilize properly those 80 empty VIP visitors' room. To eliminate the number of hosts in a particular network, we use the technique called subnetting, where a single network is logically subdivided into more numbers of subnetworks as per the requirement arises for the organization. Suppose in an organization there is a requirement of 10 host devices to be connected in a single network. So we can easily go for the class C category network, because there we have 254 available slot for assigning host IP addresses. Compared to class B and class A category, class C has minimum host availability, and that will result to minimum wastage of IP addresses, that is 254 minus 10, 244 will be the wastage of IP addresses. We can further reduce the wastage numbers by subnetting. Let us understand that all network octet holds 1 and all host octets holds zeros. Now take a class C category IP address 192.168.1.1, and the default subnet for this IP address is 255.255.255.0. The first three octets belongs to the network place and the last octet belongs to host place. So if we convert the decimal number into the binary number, then the figure will look something like this: 8 1 dot 8 ones dot another 8 ones dot all 8 zeros at the last octet. Now we are going to borrow 4 bits from the host place, and then the figure will look like this: 8 ones at the first octet, 8 ones at the second octet, another 8 ones at the third octet, and at the last octet 4 ones for the network that has been borrowed from the host. Therefore, now the CIDR range value will change for the IP address. It will be 192.168.1.1 slash 28. Previously it was 192.168.1.1 slash 24, because 4 bit has been borrowed from the last octet which was previously consumed by the host. The subnet value will also change. It will be no longer the default value. CIDR stands for classless interdomain routing. It is the use to identify the network bits that are allotted for a given IP address regardless of any class category of network. The new subnet will be as follow: 255.255.255.240, because 4 host bits is leased out for network addressing. We can see that how it is to be calculated. The calculation will start from the left side. 2 to the power 7 into 1 plus 2 to the power 6 into 1 plus 2 to the power 5 into 1 plus 2 to the power 4 into 1. Therefore, 128 plus 164 plus 32 plus 16 equals to 240. Let us now calculate that how many hosts can be allotted in this new subnetwork. We can see that how it is to be calculated. 2 to the power n minus 2. Here n is the number of host bits available in the octet place. Here minus 2 will deduct 2 numbers from the available host number, because the left side first number will be assigned as subnetwork identifier address and the right side last number will be assigned to the broadcast address for the subnetwork. 2 to the power 4 minus 2, that is equals to 16 minus 2, and the result is 14. Therefore 14 hosts are possible in this new subnetwork. Therefore, the starting IP address will be 192.168.1.1 and the last IP address will be 192.168.1.14. The subnetwork identifier address will be 192.168.1.0 and the broadcast address for the subnetwork will be 192.168.1.15. So by subnetting technique, we can eliminate the wastage of host numbers. If we create a small network of 10 computers in this new subnetwork, then 4 host numbers will be wasted only instead of 254 host numbers of a default class C category network before the subnetting was incorporated. Now let us discuss how many subnetwork can be done in this class C category network IP address. That is 2 to the power n, where n denotes the number of bits borrowed for the network space from the host space. It will be 2 to the power 4, that is resulting to 16 different subnetwork that is possible in this class C category IP address, having 14 hosts in each subnetwork along with one network identifier address and one broadcast address for each subnetwork. So the next subnetwork will start with the host IP range between 192.168.1.17 and that will continue to 192.168.1.30 and network ID will be 192.168.1.16 and the broadcast ID will be 192.168.1.31. Therefore, in this way, this single network can be further subdivided into more networks as per the requirement arises for the organization.